This one's for the culture. Me and wifey in the room thinking of a master plan, thinking how we can influence the culture from where we stand. Knowing that our steps are ordered by the master's hand, still 10 toes down, we ain't switching up the stance. The mission of this music ain't just to make them dance, trying to tell them about the rock. Cause they build...
And welcome back to episode 71 of the Bond Chronicles. I am, if you haven't noticed, Mr. Ray Bond on social media now, nice and short, able to be spread across all platforms because that's what the algorithm said you should do, and I'm a good listener. I am here with my host,
Mrs. Bond Chronicles. Still the same on all social media platforms.
Lovely. So we want to get right into it. We got a lot to get into. I was going to just bang on y'all. I was. We have a big announcement that I'll announce in just a moment. But my lovely host decided that that was not the best customer experience or fan experience. And as I've gone more places, Audience? Okay. Is fans like demeaning or something?
No, customer just doesn't seem right for this particularly.
Yeah, so I came up with another word.
Yeah. Fan, I guess that works.
I'd be great if you guys want to come up with a name for yourself, like, I don't know. Secret agents or something, Bond, you know.
Aren't you clever?
No, just throw it out there. We might just run with it until y'all come up with something else. But we did want to do like a formal transition. We mentioned it last pod that we are looking at different options. And so I believe, are proud to announce that we have launched our Patreon page. There is a small token of your appreciation for what we offer here to those who sign up. It just will continue to allow us to go to the next level. I'm not someone that wants to give you guys a bunch of sponsored ads and stuff, but that we are working towards that also. So for all the small businesses out there, you may receive a message from me, some things we want to do to partner to really help grow our community. As I shared last pod, things are going to change a little bit. I'm a different person. In a lot of regards to how I spend my time and my money. Money's an investment. Whatever you're spending your money on is what you choose to invest in. And typically that's where your value is. So for us, we believe that what we offer is valuable, and we look forward to sharing with you a bunch of other things. To start things off, to our...
I'm just listening. Never know where you're going to go sometimes. You don't got the notes pulled up. I don't know where you're going.
Oh, yeah. This
got to be ready for whatever.
We're freestyling to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But we do want to do something to really kind of give back to you all, for those of you who have been supporting us. So to the first 50 people that choose to sign up for Patreon, you will be entered into a raffle for a gift card of...
Oh, yeah. That's me. Reaction Apparel. I forgot that you said we did. We talked about that. We figured that out. A gift certificate to my apparel line, which I have been told that I do not do a good job of shouting out. We could do a lot better. So gift card to Reaction Apparel for $50.
$50.
That's 2 hoodies.
She knows better than me.
I do. I know.
That's seen a number of our things that she's worn, that I've worn, and
I probably should go update the website. Actually, I should.
All right.
Yeah.
So there will be new stuff coming.
New things.
That you can use for a gift card, fellas.
Well, no, because I'm doing the whole rebranding, relaunch thing, and but there's things that I never put on the website last year. The sweatpants, a bunch of stuff I never put on there, but I've sold it. So yeah.
So we will be doing that for the first 50 people. Also, with that being said, it's Valentine's Day coming up. So this may be an opportunity, fellas. Go on there, grab something nice, something comfy, something cozy.
Or something custom.
Or something custom. Yeah, even better. She does couples outfits, as we've seen from us. She does family outfits. She does birthday parties, all that.
All that. Businesses.
To you, businesses, yeah, all that. So yeah, that's what we're offering to start, as well as some other things. You'll see. We'll kind of point out some of the differences a little bit in this episode as well. But yeah, we're super excited. It's something that we've been working towards for a while. And again, the goal is really to just keep leveling up. This is a year that I said it last time, and my co-host said I might have been a little direct, but I just believe that this is a year of greatness for a lot of people, specifically people that are associated really with us. I guess is one way to look at it. It's not just a color thing, although I do think that is building. I think if you're positioned right, every economist, every person you talk to is saying it is shaping up for an opportunity to create generational wealth. And we want to do that. There are things that we're going to share that I'm tapped into. There's groups that I'm a part of that give unique content. And when it comes to investing, and I'm beginning to see the fruits of that early. There's just really, really big things we have in store, potentially monthly raffles to other Black-owned businesses, partnerships, and things that we are working towards. So a lot of that will be behind the paywall of Patreon.
Subscribers only.
Subscribers only. So for the people,
I fought for you YouTubers. I just want y'all to know that. Like, I was like, Ray, we gotta still hold the YouTube people down because they started with us. So we still gotta show them some love. Because Ray was about to like chop y'all off. I was like, no,
not entirely true.
You were,
but no. In full transparency, we make nothing off YouTube. Like all of the places where our stuff is currently, we don't. And so you guys got to sit through ads. I despise ads, especially if it's ads that I don't even like or aren't even relevant to me. So behind Patreon, you won't have the YouTube ads that could be 1 out of 5. Like that's ridiculous.
That's disrespectful.
Our episodes do tend to be a little long, so they are definitely profiting off of us and you. For that matter. And so just taking a little control back. We will obviously still be on YouTube. I don't want that to get lost. Apple Music, all the places, Spotify that we currently are, that's not changing. The amount and level of content you get will be adjusted, just being transparent. That's just what's necessary for growth. So we would love for you guys to grow with us, to continue to go on this Bond Chronicles journey with us as we kind of revamp some things. Like I said, the topics we'll talk about a little different. The way in which we speak on things will be a little different. And so this paper, yeah, it will. I am a work in progress. I am not above saying that. And we're just excited. I hope you guys are excited with us. We look forward to seeing you all subscribe, potentially looking at like Discords. Sometimes we put stuff on Facebook. Again, Facebook don't pay us. Facebook don't pay you. And Facebook be putting stuff on your that you be commenting. They don't got nothing to do with nothing. They be, trying to suppress.
And we just not trying to get blocked.
Right.
Like ghost, what is this, shadow banned or whatever? Like to see so many other Black creatives going through the struggles of their pages getting deleted or their content not showing, or even not showing up to the people who set their notifications, really are tapped in with them, but still the algorithm be doing its thing and people don't see stuff. So we just are trying to get ahead of that kind of thing early.
Yeah.
And then we just want to start offering more content, more stuff for you guys, especially because we know that there's a lot of cool things coming up this year and we want to share a whole lot of it. So,
and then also we want more direct access to you guys. I said it before, like people have talked to me a lot recently about.
The dude from our church today.
Yeah, Codell, shout out to Codell.
Hey,
like it's really humbling. Like it's super exciting, but there's people that watch this that are like, I had no idea you cared 2 cents about the stuff I'm doing or we're doing and talking about. So it's going to be a great year. It is going to be a great year. I will continue to confess it. I'm not saying that there won't, as we learned in church, there won't be friction. There won't be some,
I wanted to elbow Mr. Raybon a little while ago.
Right before we came on, she was trying to get all saucy, and I had to, hey.
Saucy? I wasn't getting saucy. Maybe a little spice, On the
little meter, like the cartoon meter, she was like halfway red, She didn't get all the way red with the steam come out of it, but she was like halfway. So, but we talked through it. We're working through our communication, and we're going to talk to you guys about a lot of that stuff that we put in place that's helping us. If you got kids and you have a hard time getting places on time, we are working through how to fix that. And as we get better at arriving places on time, we can share tools with you guys so y'all can get better. In your relationships and stuff that y'all talking about, we just want to have more transparent, honest conversations because our goal is to help. The society stuff is fun, it's entertaining, but we're getting a little older. Our audience is a little older, and we want even the younger audience to tap into some of this stuff, take advantage of these opportunities because we need y'all in this world and in this content space. So that's kind of my
spiel.
Everything. Are we good?
Yeah, we're jumping on Patreon, y'all. That's about the gist of it. We are on Patreon. By the time this episode goes out, it will be live. There'll be a little bit on there. Get me some shimmy tonight. Figure some stuff out. Put some things.
Shimmy? What is that?
I don't know. It just came out.
Could have taken that a lot.
Oh wow, yeah, I guess so. I didn't mean it like that.
Married,
right, super grown, super married, 4 kids. Don't judge me.
Talking about some of that stuff.
Hey,
never mind. I don't know because I was talking to somebody about it, trying to help somebody.
Hey,
and they got all pissed off.
Let's
started shooting at me like crazy, but I just be trying to help.
We don't even have to talk about that sensitive situation. Right?
It ain't sensitive to me.
Oh, never mind.
Kanye said, what did he say? I'm not a hard drive. So don't tell me something that you potentially don't want me to say. Don't text me nothing crazy. Don't call me and start yelling any of that stuff because it ain't my responsibility to hold that. Unless you come to me in confidence and then I agree to that. But if you just start talking crazy to me, as people have talked to me crazy on social media, I will put up the conversation. So just keep that in mind when you come shooting. You better have your facts right because the world will judge you. But it's typically in all fun. Like I don't really be tripping with people on the internet. I don't. They get mad. I don't really care that much. I just be right. Speaking of being right, New Year's came. Happy New Year's to everyone.
All right, this is our first official episode recording since New Year's. So
yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody. What's going on? New Year, you.
Hopefully your family's in church. If they weren't, oh well, I guess it's not that big of a deal.
You were so petty. And that's very pointed. You are so petty.
Yeah.
So petty, Jesus.
That's what happens when you beef with people with a platform. I can do this every week if I want to.
But we did. I'm gonna just take it over for a little bit. Let him calm down. Nope, don't do it. Don't do it. We spent our New Year's Eve in church as we normally do. Actually, last 4 years I have. Before that, I would be.
We did 1 year because of COVID.
We were home.
Bieber and we had people over.
No, we never. Oh, yeah, we had my sister and your mom at that time, and all of that stuff. Yeah, times changing.
I was a huge Bieber fan. Couldn't wait to go to his concert. Now look at us.
Now you
Justin, give me my money back. Like you're not gonna have the show. You keep canceling. It's been 3 years. Just give me my money back.
Just run him his money back, so I don't have to.
If you would have gave me my money back as a Ticketmaster customer, I probably could have went to the Gervonta Davis fight with that credit because I'd have added to that.
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that a little bit later.
And him overcoming adversity.
But yes, we opened up our new year the same way we close it out every year in church together.
Because your mom's with us.
And I was gonna say a little different this year because my mom and my sister came.
Shout out to them. I love them to pieces.
So it was really cool. It's also the 30-year anniversary of our church's ministry. 30 years.
Can you imagine being a pastor for 30 years.
Nope. I
All
can
the things that they
bear. Like, I'm still managing being a Christian right now, so I can't even imagine being a minister for 30 years. But they are incredible people that deserve so much.
Brazelton, for those of you who don't know.
Yes, I'm sure we've shouted them out quite a few times.
No,
new viewers all the time. Tony and Cynthia Brazelton Ministries. TCMP, man, it's cool.
And Victory Christian Ministries that too.
Yeah, it's just great. So it was fun. But obviously we did come home, we got to relax, and we saw what everybody else was doing for New Year's. And apparently we missed the memo that we were supposed to travel for New Year's. Two of my really good girlfriends, one of them was in Aruba, the other one was in the Cayman Islands.
I ain't see that. You ain't tell me about her. Who's she?
Somebody.
She married?
No, she's not.
I say we could have. They like to travel.
Yeah. True.
Not on third wheels.
No, we wouldn't invite a third wheel, but if we invite,
you got the other friend.
Right? I got a bunch of friends who don't, single women. But then it's like, so did you intrude on the girls' trip? So it's like, you don't want them problems apparently.
You don't want them problems. I'll be fine.
No, none of my friends gonna throw hands because I invited you. Or will they? No, I don't have friends like that anymore.
Just one or two, I think, if it was a girl ship and I showed up, they might feel away.
Well, we're not friends anymore, so that doesn't matter.
I'm talking about some of the current. I could be wrong. I'm just
dang, man. You to be a better people person. But everybody was traveling for New Year's, it seemed like. Mm-hmm. But you know who we did see? Diddy and Carisha. Diddy and Carisha. First post of the year, Jesus. What was the caption? I don't care if we on the run. Like, it's a little picture of her and Diddy on the four-wheeler. They in the, what was it? She on the boat, on the infamous yacht. They were parked it in St. Bart's. It was St. Bart's. And coincidentally, Drake was there too. He threw like a party in St. Bart's. I couldn't brain fart for a second. And he just brought out everybody. I saw Quavo was there. Mm-hmm. Just a big old party. Mary J was there. Of course. Just lit. But Carisha made sure she got her FaceTime photo pictures, all of that, and all the cute little kissy poses.
Had multiple outfits.
And Diddy seemed to appreciate each and every one of them. And it's just interesting because they're single. They're super single. They'll both tell you they're not in relationships. They doing what they do. Until they don't. And then they'd be like the cutest little cuddled up, kissy face, PDA couple-ish looking thing. And I'm just super confused and I want to understand, but technically it's none of my business. So why do I want to understand so bad? But I think she has figured out how to act accordingly. She, I think, understands what her role is in his life. And according to Diddy, she's not a side chick. So whatever.
So this just came to me.
Yeah.
And I'm not a fan of this individual. And I think it's not the same. But is Diddy kind of Hugh Hefner-ish at this point? With these girlfriends he got?
No, because Hugh was on a whole nother level.
That's what I was clear now.
Yeah.
But it seems like to me, there is a group of women that all understand their role and they all come around for whatever convenient time. These aren't, and they're all
they're young. They're pretty young. Pretty.
Very pretty. Some more talented than others. But I feel like everybody's having a good time at this point. I think us as a public, I think we have a better understanding because we thought, this is going to be like relationship goals or something because that used to be a thing. I don't know that phrase no more.
None of Diddy's relationships have ever been relationship goals.
But we thought the way she was talking because she got another 365 days around the world with you.
Yeah, that's nice, what it was.
Loving, emotional romantic picture on this amazing yacht in this amazing place. Like, that is ideal.
It
for
is
a relationship.
We trying to get there. Shoo.
But they ain't in a relationship, and they don't got what we got.
You right.
Thank you.
We married.
Yeah, with kids, mad kids, lots of kids. It's overwhelming.
Are you okay? Do we need to take a break?
Depends on the day.
A time out. You need a
Depends on the
nap?
day.
No, bro, you took a nap today. I need a nap.
I did.
Anyway.
God, but I did. It was great.
No, but it is very curious to see how they're navigating this new level of their relation. He's not getting them all pregnant like Nick Cannon, but they all still like floating around. But even Nick Cannon,
Nick's girls be
they're super chill. Except the one baby mama. She's dipped because she said she got a real man,
which is I think fine with him.
He is seemingly cool with it. But yeah, Diddy is just in, I think, a messy phase in his life right now. Like, that's the best way to put it. I would not compare him to Hugh Hefner just because Hugh Hefner's girls, one, they were all girlfriends and they knew what it was. But then there was also a lot of other stuff going on too. And
I mean, Hugh gave them jobs. He gave Garcia a podcast.
But them other girls haven't really gotten it. Well, the one chick got a baby, so she's on come up for real. But the other girls haven't gotten anything. And as far, I don't even know if a couple of the ones that he's been seen with have been identified. You knew Hugh Hefner's girls.
But they had a TV show.
But even before then, like, you knew who Hef's favorites were at the time.
You talking as a woman?
Oh, well, yes. And then just because I used to follow like the
I had
tabloid
a woman
stuff
that got me kind of into it. But generally speaking, I ain't know who. If three of them walking past right now, I couldn't tell you their names or their significance.
Well, not necessarily they weren't famous on TV, but like Hollywood, people knew who those girls were that were his favorites at the time.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's always been the thing. There's a lot of the older white women in Hollywood have talked about parties at Hugh's house and all those.
They both throw amazing parties.
Yeah, they do both throw amazing parties. They both have amazing properties to have the parties at.
Definitely.
I'm just saying, one of these days it'd be interesting to see just how much goes into Diddy's parties, and because they used to do specials about Hugh Hefner's house, so I'd watch a few Diddy, how he does his thing.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But for everyone, again, hope everyone had a happy New Year.
Safe.
Even if you stayed home and didn't go out, that's
to church.
Fine. To church. If you didn't feel like that's where you wanted your family to be for New Year's, like, God is love. Diddy is love. God is love. So there's all love here, whether or not you went to church. Speaking of positivity and new great things, Damar Hamlin is not fully recovered, but man,
praise God, he is
okay.
What
a difference a week makes.
Yes,
he's breathing tubes out.
Mm-hmm.
He's FaceTimed the team. He ironically reached out to Adrian Broner, which is great. Like, I'm not against it, just didn't know that was cool. But shout out to both of them gentlemen. Adrian got a fight coming up.
I was gonna say, don't Adrian got a fight coming up?
Big fight coming up.
Yeah,
on the Black Network. So shout out to him. We'll definitely get into covering that more. Terrence Crawford fought over there for the first time, sold out, Black owned. So we support that. And Buffalo got it done today, and what many people said was a miraculous fashion. 2 kick returns in one game. Who does that? Buffalo Bills. So shout out to the whole Buffalo area. You guys have just been phenomenal through this entire process.
Big facts.
Shout out to the Cincinnati medical staff. I believe he was in the Cincinnati hospital. He might still be there. Not 100% on that. But to all parties involved, again, y'all who have watched this know how I feel about healthcare. They did their thing. They saved his life.
Shout out to the assistant who was on the field, who basically saved his life because he knew to do CPR. They heard his heart stop, or however they figured out that his heart stopped. And if he hadn't started CPR, then this would be a very different story, obviously.
Even his ability to be fully functional, I forget, I know in brain, what's the word? I feel like brain activity.
Yeah, that's it.
No, there's a
brain dead?
Like
neurological.
Yeah, neurological. Neurological is basically great, they say. You try to say this basically, then you say the word and laugh at me. Come on. But yeah, so definitely continued prayers for him, his family, his foundation, all of that they continue to grow and prosper, and can't wait to see him back on the field, I hope. Maybe next in the playoffs. Season? I mean, Brian Robinson got shot and came back. So
yeah, true.
If there's no brain function, it's just a physical thing. He might got to get his weight up. They did not get the number 1 seed, so they don't have a bye. I don't know what his recovery time frame is, but if he's physically healthy, I would imagine he'd be able to bounce back.
Is he married?
I don't
know. He have
in the pictures on this social media, I didn't
doesn't sound like it.
I haven't heard a woman come out and speak.
True. I haven't seen
dad
that.
And
uncles.
I ain't really seen a woman, which,
Oh, no, so he'll probably be back out on the field soon. And if he can, he'll probably be back out on the field.
The NFL got some. Y'all got to figure some stuff out. Y'all have.
This is a bad look.
And I'm not gonna go down this route. Not today. This is definitely something on Patreon. But we never really talked about COVID. We never really talked about the vaccine. But there's a lot of people. I just saw an 18-year-old MMA person. I don't know how they passed, but I'm seeing a lot of Tristan Thompson's mom surprising heart attacks. Athlete deaths are up exponentially since the vaccine. I'm not saying there's a correlation. What I'm saying is the stats are the stats, and we'll dig into that more at a later date. Speaking of, things and changing, how do I want to phrase this? Hip hop, I said, is the greatest form of music. I think I've said that on this podcast. However, in part of the direction we're going is reassessing how we move within the world as Black people, what we tolerate, what we say is cool, and I think I shared on here, my music choices have changed. I didn't listen to a lot of the last Drake album because although 21 Savage, I think, is a really good rapper, there's certain stuff that I can't support in music for me personally. And Carmelo Anthony got a lot of flack when he came out and said, "Stop snitching." Like, that was the thing. It was in a video and it received a bunch of negative pushback. We've seen the impact of snitching in Black communities and how it's been infiltrated and been influenced by money and women. And I see police budgets. I see police budgets with y'all getting hundreds of millions of dollars.
Could fund small countries.
You can literally fund some small to moderately developed countries with the amount of money we give our law enforcement. I have constantly been a proponent. You have a job to do. It is your job to do that. It is really hard for me when y'all can't make y'all case without a bunch of people snitching. Like, if the crime was committed, do the CSI stuff. Do the law and order stuff. Go out there with your little joint, put your little things down. But that's my thing. Like, if y'all got a job to do, go do the CSI stuff. Go or do the research, spend the hours. And that's why they don't show you on them cop shows. When they got to read through all the reports and find the connection, you just see the cutscene with a genius little boy come up with the voila situation. It's like, oh, I got it. It all ties together now. Oh, I just saw this one thing on this one page, and
that's why I used to like Sherlock low key, because it was like based on Sherlock Holmes, and it would just be really interesting how he would deduce all of his solutions to the crimes, the answers to the crimes. Such a good show. I'm sad to
But if the role of police is, all right, we're just gonna get rid of all your crimes so that you will snitch on a person, like, I don't need to pay you for that. Like, that's not a hard job. Like, go do detective work. Don't let murderers get off and rampant prosecuted guilty drug dealers free just so you can go get Young Thug. Like, that's not police work to me. That's nasty and desperate. And I'm not going to say what I've heard about what went on down there, but what I will say is that ain't police work. And
from the sounds of it, for real, yeah, they've been able to get some people to flip, but most of those people, it seems like, are testifying to crimes that Young Thug was not actually there to participate in. I think the only person who is testifying to that is going to be Gunna or one of the other dudes.
Not testifying, but he's been charged. I think there's 8 counts of like the 60 are for him, and the car situation, that's going to be tough. You're going to need that's why you need your lawyer. You was caught in a car with drugs and guns. Fight that. All this other stuff about I paid for a car that a crime was committed in, and I paid
upon his orders. At this point, it all sounds like hearsay.
It's one thing if you find that guy and he just come, like in the Tory situation, a neutral party saw something and came forward. Whether or not he lied or not, again, that's something we'll talk about on Patreon, is irrelevant. But if your witnesses are all people that you gave deals to, as a jury, and I've lost a lot of faith in juries, especially recently, actually looking at real evidence, not just opinions and emotions. But I can't convict somebody just because this guy that got a great deal is saying he did it. Like, what else is he supposed to say? He was doing 10 years and now he get to go home. I'm going to say whatever I need to say.
But 15, a lot of them are getting not ridiculous.
They're getting like
15 to 20 years of probation.
Like, what?
And it's like, are you really going to be free? How does that work when you're on probation that long?
Well, I think if you talk to them, as someone who hasn't been to prison or jail,
no.
I think they'll take
that for sure.
Take 50 years probation, versus maybe 5 years.
But that's also the setup, because these people are now taking these deals, but they're already obviously on the radar. So if they don't actually change their lives and do anything that they should do because they've got these deals, and now they're going home to an Atlanta, community that hates them because they are willing to testify against Young Thug,
and the person that was supporting you financially
is now locked up. And so it's I think it's about to be crazy in Atlanta. I think it was already a little bit lit in Atlanta when you had all the robberies and stick-ups and just madness. Now that Thugger was...
They got Lil Wayne allegedly about to testify against him.
It's going to be a very, very... I think this case is definitely going to be way more interesting than the Tory and Meg case. I tell you that.
I don't know.
You think this is going to be more?
That Tory Meg stuff was like...
It was insanity because it was all stupid.
Scale, we started hearing about Kylie. He was there in his drawers. And
true.
Kelsey was there. Then they left and they came back. They was fighting.
The stylist was there and he was mad.
And his whole day in court. And then the 2 bodyguards was missing and couldn't be found. Then he was at the World Cup. Then he showed up on the day. And then
they told him, you don't got to testify anymore.
That was a mess. And then even after the outcome, his dad and now they've all shut up because there's a sentencing and that's coming up.
Yeah.
So then there's the Rock Nation piece and them meeting with the witness without knowledge. And then the witness didn't even want to speak to Tory, but you're supposed to be our witness. That was crazy. So I don't know if we're going to have that kind of drama. If all of a sudden Lil Durk and Lil Baby and Q from QMC or Baby Master P and all these other celebrities are somehow attached, or Rick Ross or Rock Nation somehow shows up again. Okay, that's entertainment value. I think this is more cut and dry. It's just, I don't know what's going to happen to hip hop because we hated, and I'm not comparing it to what 6ix9ine did because he just got up there and was just singing just to sing. He was saying stuff, they didn't even ask him. So that's different. But I think as we evolve out of a little bit away from this gangster violence, NBA Youngboy, we said, and him and Fredo Bang pieced it up, and this stop the violence movement, whether you believe it or not, because they keep saying stop the violence, but then they be popping off. So I'm not really sure what's true yet. But if that's the wave,
go ahead.
And more people, or if Gunna survives this, which I don't know that he will.
Career-wise, he's not.
And based on what I'm seeing, it don't look good. But if he's somehow able to survive this, I think we got to revisit the whole landscape. I swear Vezzo was on Joe Budden's podcast and said, the stuff I rap about, I don't do. Like, I'm not that person anymore. We've heard for the longest time, Future said, I don't even drink and smoke lean or drink lean and smoke like I say I do.
But that's the thing. Like, I think when Rick Ross, what was it? When everybody found out that Rick Ross really wasn't who he said he was, and nobody really batted an eye. It was a conversation for like 2 seconds, and then nobody cared.
Released that, and then even with Drake, Drake's done blackface. He hit a kid. And we forgive him. Quentin Miller's come out and said that not only was I writing, but I wasn't even getting paid because I was in a bad deal.
That just came out.
And he's still Aubrey.
And that's the last album, his most recent album. He's not getting paid for writing the majority of the album. Drake don't write it, but we've known Drake don't write his raps for a long time.
But that's the thing. That used to be important. And then when you find out that Jay-Z wrote all of Forgot About Drake, or not Forgot About Drake.
And it is still important to the certain types of fans. Like, I personally...
They're basically singers now.
They are.
Writing rooms that are writing their raps. Like,
they
that's
are.
Funny. And then, and that's the whole big... Now we're way off track.
Way off track. Because is not
But the writers come from the industry, so the industry is saying, we're going to send these writers to y'all so that... And something Ye's been talking about is people being placed around people. Y'all sending these writers so that they put out this message that they don't agree with, they don't live. It is detrimental.
But what is it? Profitable.
And that's where and that's why
the consumer
the stance that I've taken, we got to support what we want. I haven't seen enough coverage on and we actually don't even have it on the list, the Ghana concert.
Afrochella.
Chance and Vic Mensa, and it was free.
It was free. A lot of people there,
and a lot of people went there.
One of the girl I know, she's still down there. Was it Detty December? Looks amazing.
Like we didn't look at tickets. We didn't even.
Well, I didn't even know it was a thing. Yeah,
I knew Chance was over there for a free concert, but that was it.
Well, I know Chance was there.
Well, we knew Chance was there, but I didn't know it was that because that is something I have a huge desire to get to Africa.
We do.
I do.
It's actually now pretty much at the top of the list.
It is. Come on, Hilton.
Get us there, Hilton. Come on.
But that's stuff we need to highlight more of. And from what I heard, there was no stampede. Nobody died. It was just a good time. And maybe it was because it was in a different country that happened. And maybe it's the American fans that's some of the problem. But there's a lot of great stuff going on that we want to focus on highlighting. And I think the industry will start to do a better job of
No, they won't.
InvestFest was huge. I think that's going to continue to grow. That's positive. I think we're going to start to see more. They talk about maybe a podcast kind of summit. Stuff like that, I think, is coming. There's more and more people talking about wealth and information.
Which is super refreshing.
And artists are a lot of the ones driving it.
Jeezy? I don't know if y'all are paying attention to the moves that man is making.
They're phenomenal.
But 2 Chainz too. Like, it was a joke when he said in the verses last year, our own half of Atlanta. And you know how internet gangsters are. They got online and they tried to pull up records and do all these things. It's like, his name is nowhere. But then quiet as it's kept. No, his name isn't on anything. But companies that he owns own these properties.
And that's a new conversation.
Huge conversation.
It used to be, I'm going to put in my baby mom name. I'm going to put in my mom name because I'm hiding from the police. Now it's elevated.
IRS. Yeah.
IRS. Well, I was talking about the police. But now it's changed to now we're hiding from the public, but we're getting money. And the education behind setting up LLCs and anonymous LLCs and all of that Patreon stuff, but we're just giving you a taste, is stuff that we want to get into. And that is becoming more popular. I think there's a bigger insatiable desire. There's a couple states at the 1st of January. I wish I had them, but you can't graduate without taking a financial literacy class now.
I love that.
I love that. How it's going to be taught, it remains to be seen. But
it's super important.
Growing trend of how to manage credit cards. Everybody knows when you go to college at 18, they give you a ton of credit cards. You get a bunch in the mail. In high school, don't tell you nothing about how to manage credit. Nothing about how long these student loans. Because I tell you this, if I knew I was going to be paying, and thank God my mom and dad. My dad did contribute early on as well. And thank them for that. But I'm 35.
Still paying on them.
I started college at 18, almost 18 years later. We're paying student loans still.
You paying student loans? So, yeah, I don't have a student loan.
You don't have something, Okay.
No, a student loan. Okay. When I went to cosmetology school, pay for that out of pocket.
Okay, so you did it maybe better a different way. But, shout out to Temple and George Mason. But that would have probably made a little. Hey, little youngin, you might be paying this when you're 40. I might have thought twice. Like, you know how much money that is? Your life, again, you still gonna be paying for 4 years of education. Like, that's nuts. Like, just to get educated, I gotta pay this for potentially the rest of my life because of the interest rates. And Joe, I don't know what's going on. The elections are over.
That's not happening.
Like, y'all won. The Republicans didn't do as well as I thought. So I thought we were gonna get back on the wagon. I was approved.
You were.
Go ahead. I jumped on that early. Go ahead and send me that, Joe. Do something. You're gonna keep saying the president is not you, it's Kamala, but that's a different conversation. Don't fall off your bike no more. Just send me my check.
Or read from teleprompters. Matter of fact, it's
don't read from teleprompters. Well, yeah, but don't at the same time.
We do got to talk about good old Joe Biden because I don't even understand what's happening.
All of that mess that just happened in the House. Like, we're just running through a bunch of stuff because there's a bunch we're getting to, but the world has been tripping. I don't know if y'all know what's going on in Mexico. I meant to talk about what the
El Chapo's son. It's like super dangerous in Mexico.
Like,
so, and again, I need help.
They shooting at planes.
Yeah.
Guns and putting it on TikTok. Like, what? You are literally shooting at a plane and then put it on TikTok.
But I bet you Hilton will do a bunch of discounts to all of the timeshare properties down there, which we should probably look at real talk.
I gotta kind of find a safe, but not safe, safe but discounted place. You know, I ain't really figured out the whole travel with your gun thing yet.
No, let's not do that. Oh, we could ask your dad because he does it.
Yeah, I mean, we know. Shout out to Tim Claiborne, who started a firearms instructor class that's free this time, Tim. Next time, might not. I'm just kidding. But I'm not. So definitely, I fully support, and I think I've been clear on this.
We are gun owners.
Black people need to own guns, and you need to don't just own it.
Know how to use it,
and go get your certification
and secure it safely.
Please secure it safely. Please.
That's the biggest key in all of this. Like, secure your gun.
We just had in Virginia.
Here in good old Virginia.
Hey, there was a ton of stories, and we ain't even on topic yet.
We're not. We're so off.
We were talking about that at church. The 8-year-old
took a gun to school and shot his teacher.
But for the gun people that take away the guns, and okay, I'm not gonna argue with you. But what happened in that 8-year-old's life? That his thought process was to go find a gun
because he knew where it was. He loaded
access to it, took it to school, went to the teacher and shot them. That is different. That's not. I know y'all gonna hate. That's not a gun issue. 8-year-olds. We got a 10-year-old.
Courtney had never asked me to touch a gun, and she knows we have them,
and she get mad. But for your response, and we saw I don't know if it was 8 or 6. Was it 8 or 6?
I thought it was 7.
Okay. Anyway, I think because when I was having a conversation, it was halfway between. So I don't think it was 8. It was either 6 or 7. There's a much bigger issue. The 10-year-old that shot his mom because
he couldn't get the virtual reality set.
He shot her in the face.
And then did you hear? Apparently, like, his family and relatives have been talking to him since he's been in jail. And he's still trying to figure out what he's going to do when he gets out of jail. Like, he still wants to play with the little headset thing. That is not a gun problem. That is a people problem.
And that's, do I think we could make it more, we've talked about it, make it a little more difficult for people to do background checks? I'm with all that. 100%.
1,000% behind making it difficult.
But that don't fix the problem. There are more guns in this country than people today. So even if you stop selling more, today there are more guns in this country than people. And
then we all know that the reality of it is the laws don't make it harder for the people, criminals, whoever, who want the guns to get the guns. They still have the guns. Go to the nearest hood near you. They got the guns with no problem. Like, we know that's the case. That's just how it works. So you really make it more difficult for regular people who just want to protect themselves to get guns. But that's for another episode. We got to get back on topic.
Well, no, we actually kind of, that it leads into it to a certain extent, is it's a people problem. It's an anger problem. A lot of it's a pride problem. And I was talking to some of the gentlemen today, and I'm like, I don't need to say, I'm not gonna say that. But there was a time when someone got the drop on you, all right, you got me. Dang, you caught me. And you keep your life. And they were telling me all these different stories. These are older gentlemen, a lot of them from New York and inner cities. Like, yeah, my boy, he came to my house and he was barefoot. Or my boy was at school, he came to school and he ain't have no jacket. And I gave him a jacket. And my takeaway from that, and I shared this with him, is, but your friend was still there.
Exactly.
And today, it's like P&B Rock. Y'all taking the stuff, but y'all still killing the people. And I'm like, that's a people problem.
I mean, even when you look at the Dolph situation.
The Dolph, what is the guy from New York that got shot in Miami and his they got the deep voice, sound like 50.
Oh, Pop Smoke?
Pop Smoke. Like, a lot of these are all robberies, and y'all got the stuff a lot of times. And I'm like, there's no need for that. And one of the gentlemen, he was sharing with me, that's what happened with his brother. They got the drop on him, they gave it up. The people got in the car, drove up a little bit, changed their mind, got out, and shot him and killed him. And I'm like, that's not right.
But we've had the conversation many, many, many times that this newer generation of young people, young artists, just newer adults don't value life the same way anymore. And you just see it more and more when you watch the news, when you read these stories online about these crimes that are happening. Like, even the attacks that were happening on women at one point in time in New York, there was a dude who he'd slashed one girl's face and he was able to avoid a charge for that. And then, like, bit the other girl's face because she wouldn't talk to him at the liquor store. Like, we see these stories all the time of this extreme violence towards, unfortunately, this, Black people. There's no such thing as Black on Black crime. I'm not going to say Black on Black crime. Proximity crime. I don't know what you want to call it. But Black people, specifically, when we see these stories, it's this extreme violence with super young people. And you're just trying to figure out, where in any of this equation did somebody stop and think, or did somebody say, dang, like you said, I already got everything I came here to get. I don't have to kill this man. I don't have to kill this woman. And that's just not happening anymore.
And that's unfortunate. And also what it does is it plays into the narrative. And then you end up with situations like with Gervonta Davis, where a violent crime was said to have occurred. And naturally, that's going to prompt a police response. Mm-hmm. When police, and I, if I put myself in the frame of a cop, if I get a call that says angry, violent, aggressive Black man assaults woman and child, potential weapons in the home, I'm
professional boxer.
I wasn't even gonna get to that part because we ain't gonna get no hand-to-hand combat. I ain't worried about you being a boxer at that point, or I wouldn't. Like, no, yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance, and you gotta close the distance. But my point is, you're gonna show up on alert, and so again, y'all know how I feel about police. Shout out to them that Gervonta Davis is still alive. Fact. Because I don't know what happened that night.
But the details are still pretty murky. Yeah.
But I heard the 911 call. Mm-hmm. And as someone who has had the police called, and that tone of voice and that guns are in the house, I fear for my life has been said, I saw how they showed up to the house. And as a man, it takes a lot of humility when they start talking to you a certain way. Mm-hmm. And you like, I ain't do nothing to her. I was chilling. In Gervonta's situation, he maybe had cheated. Let's be clear. I've told y'all 1,000 times on here. Stop dating these entertainers if y'all think they ain't gonna cheat. Like Kevin Samuels has said it. Andrew Tate. All these people. You think you about to get this super rich young man and he ain't gonna cheat, sweetheart? There's 1,000 of most of y'all
up
on the explore page,
right?
Like y'all all look the same, and we don't really want none of it. Let newsflash. I've heard people say like the lips and all that, eyelashes and the mink, the fur. Like we don't care for most of it. So y'all all look the same. And y'all all competing and hating each other. And then when he cheat with somebody that look just like you, probably now you mad. Well, no, he likes that type, and he can get it
easy. And
so, what your response is to the father of your child, you make that call. But there's no consequence for it.
And I just gotta, and that's the sad part about it, because nothing's gonna happen to this woman. And we've done an episode on here before. I think it was around the same time where the girl accused Chris Brown of rape. Mm-hmm. And we said like point blank then, like, stop lying.
Same. And it's not just black because Amber Heard got up there talking crazy.
And so it's like, yes, protect Black women. I'm 1,000% down for that. But also protect Black men. We know, if nobody else knows, Black women know what happens when police get called on Black men. Like, period. We know that. We are super aware of it. And a lot of times, unfortunately, some situations happen because of a lying person on the phone playing victim, when in reality she was the one who caused the problem. Like, even if you want to take it back to the Ray Rice situation, he laid that woman out. He did. He totally did. But before that, what was happening? She was whooping his tail. Like, the video showed all of that. And the narrative, obviously Gervonta had a huge fight this past weekend. Shout out to him. He won in, the only way he does. Did his little backflip.
Please stop.
Like, it's crazy.
Please stop.
Don't do that no more. Like, you need to fight, bro. You need a different celebration.
Come on with a different, thank you.
But he does. But he had a huge fight this weekend. And instead of spending the week preparing, getting ready for the fight, keeping his mind focused on the task at hand so that he could keep making money and keep paying your rent, what did you do? Like, it's just foul. And at this point, there needs to be some sort of repercussion for these women and women who do things like this, because a lot of times this happens and we don't talk about that enough. And our men, Black men, especially, fall victim to the repercussions of a really bad mistake. She ain't came out and apologized. She ain't done anything besides lay low because she knew she was wrong.
Was she at the fight? I don't think we saw her.
No, she wasn't at that fight. But he didn't have any women at the fight. And normally there is one. But he didn't have any women at the fight. And he made sure in his little speech after he won to say, just keeping the right people around me, focus on having the right energy around me, because that plays a huge role in the decisions that some of these multi-millionaire men make. And she was wrong. I just can't rock with that. And if you haven't heard the 911 call, like, it's just damning within itself, because she knew the way she sounded to portray a certain message to entice a certain reaction from police. Like, it's just nasty. It's disgusting. It's very, 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 very low. And I hope he ain't dealing with her no more. I hope he gets like custody of their kid and kicks her to the curb or something.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, are the things you'll find on Patreon. Clip that. Because you did that. In other news, I can't let Allman off the hook, and I'm definitely not about to let Dana White off the hook. And Ari Emanuel, I'm about to tie this all together for y'all, because y'all know I ride for my man Jay, even though he's missing. And that TikTok, there was a new TikTok.
I saw the new TikTok. They make me feel bad for not, like, I want to do little cute TikTok videos of me and Courtney, But then it's like, oh no, never mind. It's just all gross at this point.
Yeah. So Dana White still has not been charged. We didn't talk about it here. I talked about it on the sports pod. Okay, sorry. So
Dana White, if you are unfamiliar with him, to our podcast audience who may or may not watch UFC.
No, he's bigger than that, but that's fine. You got it.
Yeah, he is the president, not the owner, of UFC. And on New Year's, talk about wild nights, him and his wife apparently got super drunk and were in an argument. And I guess Dana didn't like the way it was going. And he slapped the dog crap out of that woman.
Tell the story right. She slapped him first.
She slapped him first.
Just make sure. I ain't a fan.
She did. No, yeah, she did. Out of it, like whatever. Like I said, argument was going crazy. She slapped him. It looked like it hurt. I'm not gonna lie. His face turned.
He a big dude.
He moved. Like his face turned and everything. And I think just out of shock or reaction or drunkenness or whatever.
Or that's just their normal life.
It could also be their normal life. But now for that, I need to dig some more because I didn't actually do that. But he responded and he slapped her. And if you are, like Ray said, if you are familiar with Dana White, I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", 200 some odd pounds. He benches, I'm sure, an easy 200. Like, he is not a small man. But that little blonde woman,
she took that though.
She did. Which makes you think that she might be accustomed to it. And that's not funny. Like, don't.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's not funny. It's not funny. She ate it like a champ.
So I don't like old girl, her or him.
Like old girl at the Waffle House when she knocked that chair out.
She needed an award.
She had some experience.
She needed an award in the raise. I seen another White House video. Have you seen this? A white girl, and she's doing this like there's like a music playing, and then she like takes her tooth out with her tongue, and then do something and put it back in.
What been going on at the Waffle House? Like, Jesus.
It is just weird, like how Walmart and Waffle Houses just
embrace
a certain demographic.
Yeah,
us included. In some cases, not Waffle House so much. I would go there. It's just really bad for you.
It's so bad
it's
for
so
you.
Bad, but man, it'd be good, especially when you live an unholy life at night. But yeah.
But Dana. His wife has since come out and said she did not intend for the night to go the way that it did, that she did not want any charges pressed against him. He has also come out and apologized.
Said, I forget, I wish I had the quote in front of me. Basically, we both apologized to each other. Yeah, and we're sorry, and please make this go away.
Like, make it go away. Because this is a bad look.
So here's where I just find the supreme hypocrisy in this situation. If you do just a little bit of research, as we stated, Dana White is not the owner of USC. He's the president. The owner of USC is a name you may be familiar with, Ari Emanuel, and his company. Ari Emanuel, for those who may have forgotten, is the individual who said that all brands should stop working with Ye after his anti-Semitic tweet. And we all saw the fallout that came based on his word. Ari Emanuel, your president of your company, slapped his wife on camera for the world to see, and you've said nothing.
Not a word.
There's been no suspension without pay. There's been nothing. Absolutely nothing has been done. And so to me, it's very clear. An anti-Semitic tweet, which in my opinion is still not anti-Semitic, and I don't know if we ever covered all that.
We didn't. We were on break.
Good stuff. Is more important than blatant domestic violence. That's telling to me. And I thought it would be telling to everyone else, but I guess because Jay's an easy target, then they don't care. But it is wild to me. And this is where I'm even going to put a little pressure on athletes. Athletes ain't saying nothing. I get we got the Damar Hamlin thing going on and prayers to him. But there's a bunch of UFC fighters that ain't said nothing. it's boxing fans, and another MMA fighter is charged with like killing his wife or girlfriend or something. I don't remember exactly. At like the same time. So these are the things with hypocrisy where I'm like, why do we hold certain black people to this crazy standard? Because they let white people get away with murder. Literally. Ray Rice's career was never the same. They both apologized. They've done a lot to help in that environment and community since then. They didn't get the second chance. Chris Brown to this day cannot outrun the Rihanna situation. And we wasn't there. There's no video. There's just pictures. And so we keep holding our black men and people to this standard that these executives there's a report that came out and said ESPN told their analysts, don't come too crazy. Skip and Shannon talked about it for 2 seconds, and that was it. But I remember when Kyrie didn't want to get vaccinated. Who was the topic of conversation for months? He was public enemy number one. He was the worst. He was a quitter. He was a bad teammate. He's not a leader. He's not this. He's a source of dysfunction. He's the reason Kevin Durant wants to get traded. But what they doing right now? Cooking. Balling out of control. It's insanity. And ain't nobody talking about Kyrie and how bad of a teammate he is. Nope. But y'all jump on these black men. And typically right now it's black men that's the examples. And y'all be letting these white men, Brett Favre still skating. Why is that not a thing? Brett Favre stole millions of dollars from a charity. What was the organization? No, he stole from welfare people. I thought it was government. A charity. He was texting the governor at the time, which Governor Mayor, somebody high up, and they were redirecting welfare funds to build some dumb volleyball stadium for his daughter. Now, I know the case is still ongoing, but where's the coverage? Because I watched media coverage of Meg and Tory. Yeah, everywhere. Nonstop. Everyday updates. And I subscribed to one dude because I wanted to support what he was doing. But the point is, this Young Thug trial getting a ton of coverage. Why we ain't talking about Brett Favre still? I didn't forget Aaron Rodgers blatantly lied about being vaccinated. He shouldn't have even been playing. For 10 weeks, he went out there playing. I didn't forget. I know y'all don't want to bring it up and y'all don't want to talk about it. And y'all want to highlight the fact that the Packers are, I think the game has probably started and we won't have the outcome on this episode. But they're celebrating how great he is. And now they're going to give him an extension. And we're talking $30, $40, $50 million extension to the guy that was blatantly lying and putting lives at risk because he said he was immunized and not vaccinated. And the team covered it up because they knew it. Well, everybody covered it up because they knew it. I don't know that. I don't want to put that on everybody. I know for a fact the NFL, because he's submitted to the NFL and they denied it, and the Packers got the denial. So I know they knew. At least they know. Yeah. I don't know if other players on other teams knew that case or not. But I saw that happen. So when y'all talking about how much they care about the players with this Damar Hamlin situation, they let that man march out there when COVID was at its peak and let him play. But when white people do this stuff, nobody cares. They suppress it. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis's face was all over the news, like even on like the regular local channels, everything. Regular local channels, he was all over the news for a story that turned out to not even be true. And were any retractions printed? Were any apologies printed? Did anybody come back and say, "Dang, we shouldn't have come so hard at that young man"? No, of course not. Has anyone? I'm not even going to go down that route. But there are way too many times where these situations happen. Like you said, the coverage lasts for like a blip on the radar. But then the story is just gone and replaced by something else. Usually some black traumatic event that they use to cover it up. Floyd Mayweather will never outlive, and he did some stuff wrong, but he can't outlive it. Every time a woman, and typically, in my experience, has spoken about him, they all feel he's the worst person in the world. He's an abuser. Like, it don't matter that the kids is good. It don't matter that he's changing life for generations to come. It doesn't matter that he's expanding his businesses. None of that matters. You made a mistake. Even though you went to jail and paid your crime back to society, or paid your time back to society, whatever the dumb phrase is, you still don't outlive it. You can't outrun it if you black. But the Dana Whites of the world is out here just chilling. They ain't even been charged.
So he's not going to get charged. Like, let's just...
How can you not? It's a video.
Listen.
I know it's not, but that's crazy.
Because she's not pressing charges and they've made it super clear that they have no interest in pursuing the case. The DA, I'm sure, and that... Where does he live?
No, it happened in Cabo.
Oh, it's definitely not. Yeah.
And what's the other girl? We haven't heard much on her either. Shanquilla Robinson.
And that story is like completely gone quiet.
No, so they extradited that girl.
No, they did, but everything else about it, I haven't heard really anything about it.
Which might be bad for her because they didn't got her and she been disappeared in some Mexican prison.
Oh, then good for her.
I mean,
because she deserves it. I am not crying no tears over none of them. They need to go get that dude who was sitting in her Shanquilla's mama's house crying them crocodile tears when he knew what had happened to that. Oh, Lord, let's not talk about that because y'all be careful who y'all take into 2023 with y'all because we see already that people on some bull crap.
The other lady that had the girls trip. Like, you show up and you bring your dude for the last day and you wilding like this. She
wanted to fight you before. Like,
y'all need to really reevaluate y'all friendships.
Yeah, man. She wanted to fight you before that.
And a thing that I always take from Shannon Sharp is 3 people to tell you how they feel. Angry, drunken kids. Like, you gonna get the honesty. Trust me.
Especially from our kids. Our kids will tell you the brutal truth.
They be saying some, I'll be like, shut your mouth, son. Or daughter. But real quick, just disclaimer, and we are not condoning domestic violence. In no way, shape, or form is it ever okay for a man or a woman to put their hands on their partner. Like, was that the tone?
Well, I am saying that.
Oh yeah, we don't do that. Definitely not. No, I agree with you.
No, I just don't want it to come. Yeah, I just don't want it to come off across as, oh, Gervonta, like that's not what we're saying. Liars. Yeah,
if you actually did something like,
go to jail because you're trash and your partner deserves better.
We don't say you're trash because in the heat of the moment, if you can make a
mistake,
but you do got to sit down for it. Mm-hmm. Like, I ain't excusing it, but people make bad decisions. Unfortunately, a lot of times it changes your life forever.
Exactly. Our biggest point in all of this conversation is cover the stories the same way. 100%. If Gervonta was guilty and he really had beat that girl or whatever she was saying that he did, then I would have been okay with the fight being canceled because he deserved to miss the fight for beating on a woman. Like, period.
And also, he got another case coming up.
He do because of the drunk and drive. Right. I mean, hit and run.
And he will have to stand in that. So whatever comes of that, got to come of that. But cover it the same way. And when y'all wrong,
apologize.
Ask Tasha K what happened when you don't want to apologize.
Ooh, she's still running from Cardi.
Ask Alex Jones what happened when you don't want to apologize. Y'all, some of y'all been getting on these platforms talking. Y'all better get y'all life together reporting some of this stuff wrong because the right one could cost you a lot of money.
Facts, because they got time and lawyers and just a lot of resources that the average podcaster does not have available at their fingertips. And y'all be talking sideways. We say things sometimes just because it's salacious and we be trying to get the clicks,
We do not do that.
I mean,
I don't do nothing for clicks. Don't put that on me.
Okay. We don't do nothing for clicks. But we don't say anything where if we just so happen to run into this famous person that we wouldn't say to their face. Rory and Mal can still get all the smoke. I can't stand them clowns. I don't like them. Who else have I talked bad about?
Patreon exclusive right there. Those are the things you're going to definitely get in detail.
In detail. I'm still blocked. I tried to go to Mal's page because I was trying to see what their podcast setup was, and I am still blocked. Little me, who's got like 10 followers on social media, and he's got me blocked because he didn't want to hear the truth about himself. Clown.
Yeah.
Clown.
Good. It's re-up time. Best of luck.
Right. Let's see what that Spotify deal looks like this time around.
Absolutely. You had a positive ending, but I don't see it in here.
Oh, Ocho Cinco. We're gonna talk about sports people still, so I guess Ocho Cinco. Chad. What was his original name? Johnson. Really?
Chad Johnson.
I do not remember that ever being on. I'm sure it was on his Bengals jersey at some point in time before he became Ocho Cinco. But Ocho Cinco and Rochelle. What's her name? Sherelle Rosado got engaged this weekend. The video was so cute and it was so happy, and I just love them together as a couple. If any of you guys are familiar, obviously, with Ocho Cinco, he has not had the greatest run of relationships, and a lot of his baby mamas are crazy. And she has come into his life and become just a beacon of light and positivity. He's killing it on the, what is it? What is their podcast? I Am Athlete podcast, him and Brandon.
He was over there covering the World Cup.
He was covering the World Cup. What? He's all over the place. They got the little Netflix real estate show.
Selling Tampa.
Yes, Selling Tampa, which it's getting ready to come back for another season. Solid. It was really good. I enjoyed it a lot, actually. Sherelle, from what I understand about her and know about her through social media, because I didn't know about her prior to Selling Tampa, she just seems like a real cool, down-to-earth person. She out there making money because she out there selling houses. She done sold a house to the chick who owned Miel. She done sold a few, some up there.
Big time.
And they have come together and they're just killing it together down there in the Miami, Tampa area.
Not anywhere near each other.
I know, but she's opening an office in Miami. Okay. And I know he's based in Miami. Yeah. So they bounce around between the two. So
you just put it
I know it's not now. I know a lot of my geography, babe. I'm burning the map up, planning these trips.
Yes.
Yeah. See. But that was the happy note that we don't end talking about domestic violence.
Yeah, and someone else that had a situation.
He did have a situation.
You can obviously turn it around.
You can.
And not be stuck in that forever. People can grow and evolve, as we will continue to grow and evolve.
Hey.
So this is probably one of the longest YouTube y'all can get for a while, if it's up to me. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Because someone's going to cut 20 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Not that. But we're moving up. We're moving on, and we want people to come with us that support us and care about us and want to see us grow. And I think this is just one form of it. The conversation has always been had. If you never bought your favorite artist album, are you really a fan? If you're not contributing to their well-being and their family, are you a fan? A conversation for another day. But listening to artists talk, they kind of want the people that actually show support, come to the shows and do all that stuff.
I would honestly even just be happier if more of y'all shared our content. That's always a plus. We definitely appreciate it. I had a couple girlfriends share, I think, one of the clips that I put out for the high fashion hates black people joint. We put that clip out.
Oh, yeah.
I had a couple friends share it. I had one girlfriend, and it's crazy because I met her through Fran, and we've become super cool. I love her to death. She's so cute. But she was like, I watched you guys' podcast and you guys are so cute. And I was just like, oh man, it just makes my heart tingle. Thank you so much. Make sure you check us out next week. If you really liked it this week. We had a nice little jump. Yeah. So obviously we appreciate all the support. And this is just another way for you to support our podcast if you want to. If you don't, then, you'll just be on YouTube with the shorter episodes, which is obviously cool because we're still going to put them out there. We still going to give you.
We'll give you a couple clips on the Patreon too. So,
yeah. Still going to be us.
Drizzle all that.
Okay, Salve.
He's actually been banned from the World Cup now.
I did hear that. He was wild.
Kardashian out there doing way too much. Y'all remember she was going to Reggie Bush? Leave that man alone. And
then he turned around and married a woman that looked exactly like her,
but way better in my opinion. like as a person. I follow her. She's really dope, really into fitness. Like she really work out. She can cook her tail off. Seems to be really grounded in her family.
She can cook her tail off. Her butt's really big for her to be cooking her tail off. I'm just saying.
You know the phrase.
I'm just saying.
With her actual body.
It's really big. It's really big. It's really big.
So this is awkward. Shout out to everyone that's in a happy relationship. Valentine's Day is coming, fellas.
What are y'all doing for Valentine's Day? Y'all know we gonna have questions. We need to know.
Wait till you figure out what we're doing. Let's talk to somebody about that today.
Yeah, I haven't talked to a lot of people about our plans for that yet. Mm-hmm. It's
Patreon exclusive.
Patreon exclusive. I wish you'd stop doing that.
It's fine. It's all fun and games. It's all fun.
Oh man, this has been a great episode, you guys.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Again, continue to like, share, and subscribe. Maybe we don't say that part enough. Share the stuff. Some of y'all be commenting on it. Some series are coming. We got some high school friends we'll be talking to. Relationships. Yeah. Some black stuff going on.
Lots of black stuff, especially for Black History Month. Like, just prepare to be sick of us. I don't know how else to put it these days. Just, we are, but even still, just prepare to be sick of us. It's okay. You subscribe. Obviously, you like us.
That part. So bless y'all. Just continue to grow. We're going. I don't know if we're gonna keep the outro. I was kind of thinking of that right now, so I might revisit it.
Make a new outro.
Yeah, I don't know. Just gotta see what the new thing is. It's something different.
See what's.
But I guess it is technically still relevant, and I haven't done it in a while, so I'm gonna. I don't know. Oh, here it is. Yeah. As y'all know, actually, I do know this. In life, things happen. You have the power to choose what you do. Please, please, please choose wisely. Like, it is so important. It ain't just about you. Your kids are impacted. Your family is impacted. The world is impacted by our individual decisions. So please choose wisely in 2023, the Jordan year, the GOAT year, and always bet on you. That's what this is for us. This is our version of betting on us. We are believing that it is going to continue to grow, that it will prosper, that it will flourish, that new opportunities will be presented, and we were going to be reaching out and being proactive because we got to do the work. We got to do the work, and that was something that slacked towards the end of last year, but we back, and we better, and we working. I was talking to someone else that was like, about some of the stuff I was like, yeah, I see y'all working. I said, you daggone right. So we live by this stuff. Again, I know she said the thing about the clicks, like, this is me. Like, I truly believe the stuff I say and I do, even if it come off as cliche. I can't. I'm not good at faking being someone else. I'm not a character. Like, this ain't something I put on. Like, I wear these chains out in public too. This ain't just something I do for this show.
Just for this show. He wear them to church and everything. Our pastor said he looked like a drug dealer. Put it away.
I'm not that bold. I don't always want to carry a gun around when I'm with my kids, so I don't want to put myself in a position I would need to have one. So sometimes you go to certain places, tuck your joint in. That's okay. That don't make you a punk. That don't make you a coward. That don't make you weak. It make you smart. Like, we got to get out of some of that toxic mindset that I'm going to stand on a corner with a bunch of chains on, but I'm going to have a gun. So no, put the chains away. Why do you got them on anyway? At that point, if you know it's dangerous. So yeah, Apple Watch all day, Apple Fitness. You'll see we getting there.
Hey,
over here pants fitting a little looser these days. Shout out to our fast and the sickness that got us motivated or kickstarted this journey. The sickness walked so we can run.
It did. It really did.
And if you've been blessed by us, go ahead and subscribe to Patreon. Again, the first 50 people will be entered for a $50 gift card to Reaction Apparel and maybe some other stuff that we'll tell y'all behind Patreon. Last time I know she hates it. And I'm not going to keep doing that. But I did want to make sure that we promote it clearly so y'all know where we're at. So if y'all see an episode that's a little lighter or different, y'all know why. But again, we are so appreciative for everything that y'all have done for us up to this point. All the feedback, the positive, the negative, the calling us a dyke or whatever.
Yeah, that was so crazy.
The Kevin Samuels hate. That video is, I think, of 3,000.
It's like 4,000 views. It's so crazy.
Like, we've
just for people to disagree with us.
Just for people to disagree. And his words still resonate. So it's just been a heck of a journey so far. 71 down, at least 29 to go, but we're going to go way past that. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited. There's been some friction in my life, and I took some shots earlier, but I am just in a really positive place. She talked about some of the stuff we had going on. I'm in a positive space. It's about growth. It's about opportunity for our next generation because they are going to need it. They got restaurants without people. They got robots. They're making babies like they're in the Matrix. Like, they need all the help they can get. This cashless electric vehicle society where they will always know where you at. Like, it's a lot. And we're going to get into it. We're gonna get a little more diverse in some of the stuff we're covering. Because there be some other stuff on the white side that's a little crazy. Because that fight in Congress, if those were two black people, or God forbid one of them was black and jumped at that white man,
that'd have been a
it
problem.
would have been a whole different story.
But again, a problem.
You know how they do with the white, they're going to try and stump that down. And now they said they're trying to get C-SPAN to not be able to cover those things because the fight came out. So now they don't want y'all to be able to see when they be getting the whiting in the worst way.
Not in the whiting.
The whiting is bad stuff. So yeah, we're going to cover it all, and we're going to use our platform to highlight the good and put a spotlight on the bad where it's necessary, and y'all can come along for this great ride. So join us, and we running it up all the way up. God did.
Fantastic voyage.
Don't sing too much. We got to pay people.
Oh yeah, we do have to pay for that.
Fair use laws. We haven't really ironed all those out as far as how long we can say stuff. So don't get us sued. We just talk about that. Accountants and lawyers, please feel free to reach out.
We do need an accountant. Anybody? No, not anybody. No. Never mind. Actually, we'll just go. No,
send us a referral.
No, yeah, send us a referral
and let us know that you haven't been audited by that person. Tax time. Make sure I get them taxes. Do good stuff. Invest. For people getting taxes, y'all gonna want to be subscribed because I'm gonna have some stuff for y'all. Trust me. But God bless. We out.